and comes over to Cuumann in his broody den. You've hidden the Bacta. What's Cuumann's next course of action?
I heard you've hid in the bathtub.
Next would definitely be trying to go make sure Lizzie isn't by herself, stuck.
So,
I'm about to be.
how are you heading back to Krensten's then? Like, how do you know?
Well, we still have the comlink, right?
No, that stopped working when she went in the sewers.
Oh, great. Okay, well, I know she went into the sewers near Krensten's, so I guess maybe I'll see if I know anything about the sewers. And I mean, knowing the sewers seems like more of a Ninja Turtle thing, but Batman. I mean, I'm kind of
the Ninja Turtles at least once, right?
I am also amphibious, so
yeah. So it would be if you're heading back towards Krensten's to start this search, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So it's a survival check.
Oh, okay. All right.
You can have a blue dice for knowing the broad location of where you started, but it is also dark, so we've got a setback for that. And then it's going to be a hard check. So 3.
Okay, so that's 3. All right. Fortunately, my survival is just as good as my streetwise, so this is no. Hey, there we go.
Oh.
Nice.
3 threat. So I think where that ends up putting us is we're kind of back to the same location, anticlimactically. Your exploration of the sewers was significantly shorter than Lizzie's. But the threat is that those 3 threat are that you knew the direction while you were underground in the sewers where to go. But you obviously didn't get back into Krensten's and follow the exact same path. You're just heading in the same general vicinity. And what would be the opposite end between you and where Lizzie would be is this screaming scuffle of for help.
Okay. Since I am also underground, is our comlink coming back? Can I talk to her, or am I just still cut off?
I think that when you get it's going to be more of a line of sight. So I don't think it's working yet. But as you guys react to this little setup of the scene, it should come back into view here in a moment as you guys investigate. Cuumann, you also roll me that force dice.
All right. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, lucky. All right. So Cuumann, in heading in the opposite direction, you don't have a good view of what's going on either, but you do hear the screams and you know the direction that they're coming from. And your general tracking skills tell you that is also where Lizzie's potentially going to be. But your training in the Force gives you that same kind of feeling that Lizzie was feeling, that this dread, this danger to it. There's something dark and cold about what's going on down that corridor.
Okay. I'm going to try to maybe blend into the shadows a little bit and move in that direction, because if there's a feeling that something really bad is down there, and I think Lizzie is also there, I'm going to move to protect my employer. Right?
Right. Because you totally don't have a coral statue of her.
No, this is strictly professional. Because the Jedi frown on emotions, right?
Right. That's evidenced by
Except for all,
Deadpool.
good guy Jedi's.
Right.
Those rules.
They do.
So 2 purple, 2 red.
Neat.
And you can add a boost for the darkness since you're blending into the shadows there.
Okay, that's not a great roll.
Okay. I have the result of that roll, but let's come back to Lizzie. So you round a corner, Cuumann. You get to see some stuff here in a second. But Lizzie, Nena's kind of heading. She's kind of in that video game combat crouch.
Yeah.
But she's also not necessarily making the efforts to hide herself. She's heading in that direction, counting on the element of surprise. You can tell that she's ready for combat, but she's also not making the stealth roll. You have that opportunity now if you would like to make the same stealth roll, or you can tell me how Lizzie would go about approaching these people screaming for help.
I mean, Lizzie's going to approach the people screaming for help, but she is also going to try and make a stealth roll.
Okay.
Because if it's possible, she's going to do that. So is that going to be, what'd you say, 2 purple?
2 purple and 2 red.
And 2 red. Yeah, that's probably not going to work. But let's try it, shall we? Stealth. Yep, that's an agility roll. Mm-hmm. Yep, okay, well, just lots of threat. No failure. No success either.
Which counts as a failure.
Yeah.
All right, well,
but not the worst kind of failure.
Could be worse. So yeah, Lizzie is going to realize probably that she's not as stealthy as she would like to be, but she's doing the best she can to keep up with what's her face, Nena. But she's not like on like the right side of the corridor. Lizzie's going to be like on the left side of the corridor, and a little bit behind. She's doing what she can.
Yeah.
To not like just be in fireball formation. But still be available to help, like trying to be tactical.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to do a quick doodle and then tell you guys what's up, because I don't want to lose track of what's going on. I don't want to get lost in the sewers with you guys.
We're already lost.
Although I would never admit it.
No.
You did some pretty good tracking.
Yeah. You actually may not be lost. You're just, about to be in a world of hurt, probably.
It's all right. I got a lightsaber, and it's red.
Oh,
it'll scare somebody.
That makes one of us. He's going to turn that corner, see Cuumann, and be like, oh my gosh, if that was the bad thing in the sewers, I'm going to kill him.
Okay, so Lizzie, as you and Nena head down this corridor to it, there's a the sounds are beginning to die out. Actually, things are starting to quiet down just a little bit, and there's
from literal death happen.
There's a loud crunch sound as a scout trooper is thrown against a wall against the far corridor, kind of towards where you are. So
is that a robot? Or is that a robot?
No, it's just the stormtroopers with the visors.
Okay.
Just the standard stormtrooper.
Cool.
And so as you guys are heading down the corridor, the scout trooper is thrown from your left against the wall that's the right, and you can kind of tell that there's like a changeover across path into other corridors. There's kind of just a T intersection as it happens, and Nena she's against the left side of the wall, and she steps out and aims her blaster as this trooper's thrown, and you're on the right side of the corridor, so it happens kind of right in front of you. But you can kind of lean forward and see around the corner of that corridor about the same time that she does. And she kind of pauses, she's kind of caught off guard by the sight, and you see a kind of slightly tall, broad-shouldered humanoid holding aloft another scout trooper, and there's two proboscis coming out of the cheeks of this individual that have gone up underneath the helmet of this scout trooper, and it's kind of just almost like a seizure. It's shaking.
She's like, no.
Let me get through the description.
None of that proboscis bullshit. No.
You'll have your opportunity to shoot in just a second. I got more. So you see that just past them on the other side is Cuumann standing kind of in the middle of the walkway on the other side of this landing, as it were. It's kind of this square cut out for this T intersection on the walkway, who's also witnessing this for the first time of what's happening to these troopers. You guys kind of lock eyes. You see each other there, but there's this moment where the scout trooper slumps and he lets it go, and it just kind of crumples underneath him, and he kind of cocks his head and turns as if he's felt something, and he looks right at you, Lizzie, and goes, "Lizzie Pree, as I live and breathe."
You don't do either of those things right now.
And now it would be time for your fear check.
Yeah, it is definitely. Lizzie is afraid. We'll go ahead and roll the check, though, to see how intimidating. Okay, hold on. Fear check.
Fear check. Discipline. I'd probably average. I mean, we'll say this is an average.
So 2?
Yeah, 2 purple.
Cool.
Both of you guys.
Let's see. Hey! Lizzie's feeling, not great about this.
So you both fail your fear check.
Fantastic.
So that means in your dice roller, go ahead and add a black dice in there, and then don't clear it. So your fear adds a setback to all the actions that you take while in the presence of this thing. The advantage for you, Lizzie, is this thing that has turned and addressed you has done so with a familiarity that is unsettling. He's not guessing or reaching at straws. He's presenting himself as if he's known you a very long time.
It's Curtis, isn't it?
It's not Curtis.
Literal vampire Curtis Guru.
He seems a little bit more refined than Curtis might be. But so the unsettlement is there, but it's also a clue that there's perhaps a connection in the past between you guys. And then Cuumann fails as well, but he has an advantage, and that advantage, I think, for Cuumann is that he has an opportunity to kind of be the first to react to this situation. This being's attention is on you, Lizzie, at the moment.
Right.
And I roll it for Nena, but she wasn't ready to see this, so she's a little frozen and trying to figure out what she just saw.
Man, imagine going through all of this, and when she's finally done, she's gonna go back and find that she was wrong. Okay.
So you get kind of that first opportunity to attack, and then or whatever to act, I should say. If you attack, we'll roll initiative, but if you got something else, go for it.
So he sees it turn away and address Lizzie, and that's not good. So Cuumann calls out and says something along the lines of, it's really, I hope you're not just planning on gonna eat and run. And maybe he might like try to throw a rock at the guy or something like that to get his attention.
A rock?
Yeah, something. Maybe I'm not throwing my truncheon again because that's how you lose them.
Sorry.
You need to get some boomerangs, man.
I really do. I need some.
There should be some boomerangs for Cuumann.
They could be in the shape of lightsabers or something, Jedi vigilante.
So he definitely he turns to you with this kind of it's a kind of slow, methodical turn. One that says he's kind of clearly at ease. You've caused him no concern. And he kind of gives you, a good look, and he's like, I suppose there's always room for dessert, but not. And he looks back at Lizzie, and he looks back at you. But maybe that shouldn't be now.
It should not be now.
Yeah, definitely not now, but also not later. You just
No, though.
keep those things, keep your tentacles to yourself. Everyone with tentacles knows from an early age you keep your tentacles to yourself. Mm-hmm. It's rude.
Lizzie remembers who this guy is.
There might be a storyline to involve remembering who this person is. But she could definitely roll a perception check for clues on who this person is.
Okay, so time out. So never mind. Wrong game. wrong game, wrong character. Right. So, but you said I could make a perception check.
Yeah, you can make a perception check.
I'm going to do that. Because that's what I do.
So he's 3
still
red.
hard? He's 3 red.
Yeah.
Cool.
But
that's cool.
Dice. I mean, he's given a little bit away.
I always get a blue dice when I roll perception. So
right.
extra blue dice?
Yeah, you can have an extra one, but you have to include that setback die.
Yeah, no, it's in there. Trust me. He's real scary.
He feels scary to you.
But maybe like the fear feeds my perception. Yeah, it does. Look at that. Yeah. Well, wait, what is that symbol? Despair. That seems real bad.
That's not good.
Advantage, okay. But then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Yep. And an advantage.
And an advantage.
So first, for your advantage, I'll give you an additional context clue. Something that wouldn't be something that Lizzie might perceive upon this person. But so for the advantage, this feeling that you're feeling, this dreadful feeling, you have actually felt once before, possibly more than once, but out of character in playing this game, you've made a vigilance check before where you got this same feeling. So when you were outside the Dicey Cantina and Rot was kicking off a lightsaber battle with Tets and Cuumann, Dottie left you in an alleyway to go pick somebody up. I forget who it was. And while you were by yourself, you felt watched. You feel that's the same set of eyes watching you now. That when it's looking.
Okay. I never did. I was like, oh, that's bad. And then I left, right?
Yep.
I did get to the bottom of that feeling. Cool. All right.
So you feel that connection to that moment, that this is somebody you felt watch. Your gut has told you has felt watching you before.
Not creepy at all.
So your context or your clues from perceiving on him are the troopers around you give you the indication that this is a very strong person, deceptively strong. And then on top of that, there's those proboscis up under the helmet.
That really seems to be a dead giveaway. Like, what kind of species have proboscis?
So you'll have to roll a very difficult species roll to know the species of this character. But the things that Lizzie would perceive as a private eye are that there have been a string of unsolved murders from a serial killer that have all died bleeding from the nose, which is where you saw these things retract from. And you recall that this serial killer had a nickname, and that it was called the Sandman.
The Sandman.
The Sandman is what the nickname of the Druckenwell security force have for it. And so that's 4 clues of what's going on. Your 5th clue is that the briefest memory strikes you, because your father passed when he died. He was murdered, and they attributed his death to the Sandman.
Interesting. Okay. Lizzie wants out of here.
Well, so that's the thing, is you also roll the despair.
Yeah. So what's my point?
The Sandman becomes a bit more erratic in looking between you two, and he clearly gets kind of frustrated, and then is muttering to himself, "Must wait, can't wait, must wait, can't wait, can't wait." And then he charges you, and we can roll initiative. So he's coming right at you.
Forward. All right, great.
Thanks for joining us. You know the deal here. Subscribe to stay tuned to our misadventures. If you enjoyed us, give us a like and hit that bell icon. And of course, keep us honest on the rules and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. See you next time on the Dicey Cantina.